Think back to your last vacation and notice which moments actually come to mind. You do not remember 8 full days. You remember 2 or 3 little scenes. Most of the trip, the airports, the naps, the waiting has simply vanished. Your memory kept the highlights and the goodbye, and quietly threw the rest away. This is not a glitch. It is a rule your brain follows every single day. Psychologists call it the peak-end rule, and it decides how you remember everything. The rule says your memory of an experience comes down to just 2 moments. The first is the peak, the single most intense moment, wonderful or terrible. The second is the end, whatever you happen to feel as it finished. Your brain averages those 2 snapshots and files that number away as the memory. Nearly everything else, including how long it lasted, barely counts at all. Scientists call that duration neglect. A short scare and a long one can leave equal traces. It sounds too strange to be true, so researchers decided to put it to the test. In the early 1990s, psychologist Daniel Kahneman ran a famously uncomfortable little experiment. Volunteers plunged one hand into painfully cold water for exactly 60 seconds. Then came a second round. The same 60 freezing seconds, plus 30 seconds more. During those extra 30 seconds, the water warmed by roughly 1 single degree. It was still cold and still unpleasant, only very slightly less awful than before. Afterward, the researchers asked which of the 2 trials people would rather repeat. Most volunteers chose the longer trial, the one containing more total pain. Their memories ignored the extra suffering because the ending felt a little better. A slightly kinder ending had quietly rewritten the whole memory of the pain. The same effect showed up somewhere far more serious: real hospital procedures. Kahneman and physician Donald Riddellmeyer studied patients undergoing painful medical exams. Each patient reported their pain minute by minute while the exam was happening. Afterward, remembered pain matched the worst moment and the final moment almost perfectly. Whether the exam lasted 4 minutes or over an hour barely changed the memory. Later research found that gentler endings even left patients more willing to come back. So why would a clever brain throw away almost everything that actually happened? Kahneman's answer is that you are, in a real sense, 2 different selves. Your experiencing self lives each moment as it happens, second by tiny second. Your remembering self keeps the story afterward, and it writes with heavy shortcuts. Storing every single second of your life would flood your memory almost instantly. So the remembering self compresses each experience into a few crucial snapshots. Peaks stick because extreme moments carry the lessons about what to seek or avoid. Endings stick because they're the freshest, final word on how things turned out. Once you know the rule, you start noticing it quietly operating everywhere. A 3-week vacation is not remembered as 3 times better than 1 week. What lingers afterward is the best afternoon and the very last day of the trip. Theme parks understand this. Build one spectacular ride, then end the night with fireworks. Some furniture stores famously place cheap ice cream right at the checkout exit. After hours of crowded aisles, a sweet ending softens the memory of the whole trip. A movie with a weak final scene gets remembered as worse than it really was. A single brilliant encore can outshine 2 entirely mediocre opening hours. Even a long friendship can be unfairly recolored by 1 painful final chapter. The remembering self holds the pen, and it always flips straight to the last page. Here is the practical part. You can design experiences for your own memory. Do not spread your effort thin and evenly. Build one unforgettable peak instead. And protect your endings. Finish the trip, the visit, the day on a high note. Save the best dish for last. And close the workday with 1 easy win. When you say goodbye to someone, remember that the goodbye is what remains. End warmly, and you are remembered warmly. The last frame is the one that keeps. But here is the twist. Your future is planned by your remembering self. You book trips, choose jobs, and repeat experiences based on edited memories, not full reality. So you're not really collecting days. You are collecting peaks and endings. Make one moment extraordinary today and end it well, because that is what you keep.